G'day ladies and gentlemen, ScottyD here from the Australian Tabletop Wargaming Network, and today we've got the May installment in the South Pacific ITC Snapshot for you guys, where we take a look at the updated ITC rankings from the previous update, all the events that have occurred, and all of the event scores that have gone into the ITC rankings to influence the rankings of the top 10 players, the top 5 teams, as well as the top player for every faction in the game. But before we jump into looking at those rankings, I want to thank everyone who has been supporting us over here on YouTube this year. So far, it has been absolutely amazing to have your patronage. You guys are watching our videos, liking, commenting, subscribing, all of that good stuff. We really appreciate the support you provide to us on here so far this year, and those who have been with us since earlier days. Alrighty, so let's jump into the ITC rankings for the May snapshot as of May 29th, 2025, which is really exciting to see how things are starting to come together. We're about halfway through the season now, just past that, so not too much longer to go before we start seeing some big events really come up in the Australian Warhammer 40k tournament scene. In first place in our top 10 players, we have got Jordan McGregor sitting on 1,211 points. In second place is Josh Brody sitting on 1,100 points, and just a smidge behind him in third place is Alex Inglezos sitting on 1,100 points as well. There is only, I think, 0.18 that separates these two guys, which is really quite a very close race between second and third here. In fourth place, we've got Jason Horn sitting on 1,095 points. In fifth place is Joe Locke sitting on 1,052 points. Sixth place is Greg McGinnity sitting on 1,049 points. In seventh is Marcus Butler on 1,038 points. Eighth place is Nathan Prince here sitting on 1,034. Then we've got Ryan Duchatel in ninth place sitting on 1,033 points, and bringing up the top 10 in 10th spot is Pete H sitting on 1,013 points. So some great big names from the Australian Warhammer 40k scene here in New South Wales in particular, coming in with, the top 3 is New South Wales. Then you've got Greg and Nathan and Ryan are all New South Wales players as well. You've got Jason Horn from Victoria up there. You've got Joe Locke from the ACT, as well as Marcus Butler and Peter Hatcliffe from South Australia as well, getting in there with some great results, which is really exciting to see. Now let's jump into talking about the top 5 teams, and in first place we've got the Barbarian Hipster Alliance sitting on 2,136 points. In second place is Chad Mech sitting on 1,942 points. In third place is the Normal Blokes sitting on 1,889 points. In fourth place is the Down Under 40k Factory team sitting on 1,875 points. And then in fifth place is the Power Stances coming in with 1,837 points there. So really exciting to see some of those teams. We've got team representation from Victoria, from Queensland, from New South Wales, and from South Australia, which is absolutely phenomenal to see from the teams, and congratulations to everyone in the top 10 and in the top 5 teams as well. Now we're going to jump into looking at the faction rankings for the top player in every faction. There has been some changes here, and as per usual, we do have those changes marked in red for you guys. So first up, the first placed player for Adeptus Sororitas is still Matthew Dean, sitting on 269 points. First place for Adeptus Astartes has changed hands to Joshua Brody, sitting on 725 points. Adeptus Custodes is still helmed by Tim Zuber, who has extended his lead up to 526 points. For Adeptus Mechanicus, Alex Inglezos still holds the top spot there, sitting on 668 points, currently extending that lead since our last update. For Eldari, Greg McGinnity has taken the top spot here, sitting on 690 points, taking down Brian Lakeland at this point in the season. For Asher Militarum, Alex Franz is still the top place player for Asher Militarum, sitting on 574 points. For Blood Angels, Ryan Duchatel is still first place there with 709 points. For Chaos, we've still got Joe Locke in top spot, but he's extended his score to 759 points. For Chaos Demons, we got Jorg Sumner Johnson from South Australia coming in with 670 points. For Chaos Knights, it's Ben Rogan on 501 points, and apologies Ben if I absolutely scuffed it pronouncing your last name there, my friend. For Chaos Space Marines, we've got Joshua Brody still in top spot there on 673 points. For Dark Angels, Lockie Callahan is still top spot there with 657 points. Death Guard is still helmed by Joe Locke, sitting on 722 points. Death Watch is still helmed by Challen Kelly Irvine, sitting on 575 points there. Drakari is currently being helmed by Brian Lakeland, who was knocked off whoever was there previously. I can't remember them, unfortunately, but sitting on 500 points there with only 3 out of 4 events played, which is phenomenal to see. Force of the Hive Mind has changed hands as well to Stuart Traynor now coming in top spot with 723 points. Gene Steeler Colts is still being helmed by Peter H, sitting on 699 points. Grey Knights is now being helmed by Dean Lishke, sitting on 451 points. Imperial Knights is still helmed by Jordan McGregor, sitting on 844 points, as well as Jordan McGregor holding the top spot for Imperium with that same score. Leagues of Votan is currently being helmed by Marcus Butler, sitting on 679 points. No changes from him since earlier in the year. Necrons is still being held by Jason Horn, who has extended his lead to 803 points. Orcs is currently being led by Alex Terrison, who has knocked off Michael House, and Alex has got a score of 661 points, which is great to see. Space Wolves is still being held by Woody Woo, sitting at 679 points. Tau Empire is still held by Jono Bishop, sitting on 682 points. Thousand Suns still being helmed by Bren Kentwell, extending his lead to 654 points. Then Stuart Traynor has taken over top spot of Tyranids with 723 points there as well. And World Leaders is still not fixed on Best Coast pairings. Unfortunately, we're going to have an update for that as soon as we are able to do so. I believe BCP is still working through a bunch of issues at the moment as well. But congratulations to everyone who has kept their top spot or has taken a top spot for your respective factions. It's always great to see how these different faction podiums are working in terms of their top players, and so it's a massive achievement even at parts throughout the season to get a top spot within your faction that what you are wanting to play at events as well, which is really exciting to see. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for our snapshot. Unfortunately, they have not published the Games Workshop event website yet that is meant to have the ITC calendar on there, and so once we have that calendar, we'll be able to actually showcase the events that have gone on in the upcoming ITC events you'll be able to attend across Australia. But I want to thank everyone for joining us for this snapshot. If you did enjoy this video, feel free to hit with a like. If you have any feedback or anyone you want to encourage in terms of their rankings, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you want to catch more content from us here at the ATW, and make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you're notified to when we are releasing more content throughout the rest of the year. We got a ton of tournament coverage coming up, which is going to be awesome, as well as from Sprue to Tabletop content for the new guy stuff and a whole smattering of other content as well. And if you do want to join us on a weekly basis where we do hobbying sessions or tournament previews and such, then head over to Twitch, follow us at the Australis TWN Twitch channel. You can join me for most weeks where I'm doing hobbying progress and working on the War and Grey Plastic, or I'm getting my Deathwatch competitive list up and running and to a battle ready standard at the moment as well. And you can join me there. We can have more conversations, not just about competitive 40k, but about a whole smattering of other stuff as well. And I want to also give a massive shout out to all of our financial supporters down below. Without your financial support, whether it's here on YouTube as YouTube members, or it's over on Ko-Fi as a Ko-Fi member, or over as a Twitch sub, your guys' support allow us to continue to create the great content that we do here at the ATWN, covering our costs, but also allow us to invest in upgrading our gear to improve the quality of our tournament coverage to the Australian Warhammer 40k tournament scene. And also a massive shout out to our channel sponsors as well, with Tip Top Terrain and Quadrufi. But ladies and gentlemen, I've been ScottyD. That is it for the May ITC South Pacific Snapshot, and I hope to catch you in the next video.